Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Ukrainian show. It calls Ukraine, Russia, China, but we are concentrating on Ukraine, and you should understand why. Now, I'd like to introduce our dear guest from Kyiv, Ukraine. Welcome, Ivan Kucherenko, to the show. How are you doing today, Ivan?
Hello, Sasha. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well. I've just returned to my apartment in Kyiv because
Wonderful.
all these 75 days actually I've been in Kyiv suburbs, in a small village near Kyiv. That was pretty safe there. We just heard some shellings, some bombings, but didn't get anything. And in Kyiv, hopefully, my apartment is still safe and still not damaged. But the house nearby, the residential house is completely destroyed, as well as the kindergarten and as well as the school. So it's just like 200 meters from my house. So it's a terrible view,
Wow.
actually. A terrible view from my windows.
So yesterday was so-called Victory Day in Russia, and all world and all Russian citizens were concentrating to listen to a great Putin's speech. The speech was 11 minutes long, and Ivan, how could you comment on that speech?
I've managed to listen only for first 5 minutes because I really don't like bullshit in my life, and I don't like these spaghettis putting on my ears like Putin did in his speech. But I like the expression of Alexei Arestovich, who is the advisor of presidential office of Ukraine, and he said that, guys, calm down. There would be no nuclear war, no NATO war. It was a completely speech of a poor person who lost everything, and he is just a poor person in a very difficult situation. So according to this speech, I'm sure that he is sure, and I agree with these words that there would be no war. But I just wanted to show you 2 videos today regarding this memorable date. And
Please.
I asked our producer to launch the longest one video. It's 4 minutes long. I hope we can just watch it. And
Thank you, Ivan.
no, the second one, please. Can you please the second one? Yeah.
Außerhalb Europas gelingen sollte, heute noch einmal in einem Weltkrieg dann wird das Ergebnis nicht die Pulverisierung der Erde.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции. И для этого мы будем стремиться к демилитаризации и денацификации.
Выше, выше, поднимите, выше!
Куда несем? Вниз.
Ivan,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. It's a great statement, and it's so right by comparing Nazis Germany to Russian Nazi, the Russian how you call it, racists.
Racist. Yeah, racism.
Absolutely, this is incredible. And what's interesting is that remember that, in my opinion, one of the reasons Germans lost the Second World War that they started total executions of Jews and all those concentration camps and so on. And Russia is now moving in exactly the same direction. If you remember the Lavrov speech where he says that Hitler had Jewish blood in him, and that the essentially some Jews were killing some other Jews. That's all what happened. That's all what Holocaust is all about. So this is definitely Russia is now moving to anti-Semitism of absolutely naked. It's not even covered by anything. Although I've heard that either Putin or somebody apologized for Lavrov's speech, but I think Lavrov didn't come to it all of a sudden on just by accident. I think he was thinking about this.
Yeah, but Putin actually had to apologize for the Lavrov speech and statements.
Yeah.
Because
So, okay, what's the now situation on front? I now hear that a lot of this American and European howitzer coming to Ukraine, which have capacity to shoot at 60 kilometers long range, and Russians are capable only 40 kilometers long. So, how the Russians are going to defend themselves?
I don't know. Maybe that's why they've put so much efforts in order not to allow the Western equipment and Western heavy weapons actually to arrive to the front line. they've shelled railways, Ukrainian railroad infrastructure during last 3 weeks, I guess. But despite of that, we can see that this weapon already arrived and is working in the eastern part of Ukraine, and I hope in the southern part as well. So we will see what the effect it will actually bring, but the mood of the Ukrainian defenders, the mood of the Ukrainian government is not to allow this conflict to be frozen like conflict in the east of Ukraine after the
8 years
invasion
ago,
of Russia was frozen for 8 years. So and they allowed to do everything they wanted there. Actually, the new generation of children, of young men, grew during these 8 years, and they're using them now as just like in putting in front of their attacking lines those mobilized people in order to save the Russian soldiers, actually. So they put them in front of their lines. Like actually, like during the Second World War, it was also the tactics of the Soviet army when they put people without any experience,
Yes.
like so-called Strafbats, people who probably did something wrong concerning to the Soviet government, and behind them they put the special forces who shoot those who are trying to come back. So they had only way to go right in front to the Nazis striking them with the machine guns and with the tanks.
Yeah, they were taking them from prisons, especially those who would have either long terms or they would have the highest measure of execution.
Not only it was a way for dealing with the political prisoners, those
Absolutely. Prisoners as well.
who didn't agree with the Soviet, with the communists, with the Soviet
So
government.
their way of thinking was, okay, these people will die anyway, and most likely soon. So let them at least let them give a chance to pay back for whatever the motherland did for them, so they will die nicely defending their motherland. So they had these people. They were killed probably close to 100%. It's very difficult to imagine somebody surviving this fate. I think that Russians are going probably to implement that in their army, because there are a lot of so-called deserters. So people who are quitting the Russian army, and either they run away or they are joining Ukrainian army to continue to fight. Now, what you've heard about possible uprising against Putin, because I've just heard that there were 2 journalists published very strong anti-Putin articles. So what would you think about this?
Yeah, we actually were waiting for some surprise from Russians yesterday, like some strikes. Someone believed that they will strike, that Putin will officially declare war to Ukraine,
Or
and that
mobilization?
he will declare the total mobilization. And that they will show those doomsday aircraft on their military parade to show that they have possibility to survive the nuclear war and to command the troops from that aircraft. Nothing happened actually. No aircraft at all, and it was pretty funny because they said that they canceled the aircraft part of the parade due to the bad weather, but this never happened before. Each year they've used millions of dollars for some weather countermeasures, like some weather removing rain with the chemicals, etc., to allow the air craft part of the parade actually to happen. And exactly that year, the weather was so bad that they were not possible to show this part of parade. The real situation behind this is that actually they have very few pilots left in Russia. They have a lot of airplanes, but very few pilots. And in order to make this aircraft parade efficient, they have to remove those pilots from the front lines to stop the to stop bombing Ukrainian troops by aircraft, to stop fighting the Ukrainian jets by aircraft. And this is impossible for them because we will use this opportunity and strike back their positions with our aircraft. Which they told that they destroyed during the first days of war, actually, which another lie of
It
Russians.
takes several years to train and develop new pilots, especially high class.
Yeah. So but coming back to your question, so we waited for something, for some really dangerous things from Putin. Nothing happened, but instead of it, we see that Ukrainians and those who support Ukraine did a lot. Yeah, like those publication on one of the most popular Russian websites, Lenta.ru, which initially we thought that it was hacked by someone, but then appeared that two very brave person from their editorial team, they actually did it and put the truth about the Putin leading Russia towards its end, and that Russia should stop Putin at all. There was some hackers attack on the Russia. Hackers hacked their cable networks and their satellite networks and their Yandex TV and put also the information about the war there. And the most pleasant thing is that Ukrainian IT army actually brought down the RUTube. It's
Really?
Russian analog of YouTube, and it's down since yesterday morning, and Russians can't restore it. And there are some rumors actually that probably it even couldn't be restored at all. Maybe they didn't have any backups or like some backup infrastructure, so they just could restore RUTube, which they positioned like being the Russian version of YouTube, the most popular Russian video hosting service, which is owned by Gazprom Media. So it's actually the government one. So the news were just opposite, and we're completely sure here in Ukraine that the Russian plan after that is only one: to try to hold those territories which they already managed to capture in every possible way. But they will not be able to hold them because Ukraine is receiving the heavy weapons from the West. At least we started to receive it. Today in Ukraine, we had a visit of German head of Bundestag, of German parliament, Anne-Marie Baerbock, I guess
Yes,
this is
that's right.
her name. Anna-Lena Baerbock.
Yes.
And she's Minister of the Foreign Affairs of Germany.
So she's the colleague of Lavrov, right?
She's the colleague of Lavrov, and she said that she visited Ukraine today, and of course she was in Bucha, in Irpin, in Borodyanka, the Kyiv satellite towns, which were completely destroyed by the Russian, and where they massacred a lot of civilians. And after that, she told that Germany will provide Ukraine with the most modern weapons, and that Germany will study Ukrainian soldiers to use these weapons and to fight the Russians. So when German official says this, we are quite sure that Russia will have very big problems on the front lines.
So it appears to me that for a long time, since the beginning of the war, the West overestimated Russian capabilities, the strength of the Russian army, and grossly underestimated Ukrainian army and Ukrainian resolve. And now, already for some time, we can see the situation change completely. Now the West is so far united and supports Ukraine any possible way, whether it's financial or weapons or just anything. And almost all countries contributing to this, not just US, UK, it's also Germany, it's France, it's Netherlands, it's Czech Republic, it's Slovakia, it's just Sweden. It's there are so many countries, and their weapons are of very high quality. So as long as Ukrainians learn how to use them, and it seems to me that most of them they already know how to use. It seems to me that Russian have big problems in there, because when you look at the map, okay, I remember many years ago when I was in the Russian army, although I served in Ukraine, because I'm from Odessa and I was in Ukrainian Odessa Okrug, so-called Odessa military district, I know how to say. So we were always told that one thing when you look at the map, another thing when you are actually in the field, and you have to do. I never fight, but I had exercises and some maneuvers and so on. So on the map, it looks very dangerous for Ukraine because Russia is coming from the north around Kharkiv, and then they're taking Mariupol, and then they're going and so on. It's almost they'll take Nikolaev and Odessa, and from Tiraspol, this independent republic, they will start also attack on Odessa from another flank. So it's all looks very favorable for Russia. But in reality, it's a very different picture. Russia cannot make any progress with their attacks because Ukrainians are counterattacking around Kharkiv region. They are very skillfully prevent Russians to go ahead in any other directions. What's your opinion, Ivan? How it looks to you?
Russia actually they are striking Odessa
Yes.
region, and they their missile hit the bridge to the over the Dniester Liman. Probably I will try to show you if I can manage to do it.
Yes, please do.
To show you the map of Russian invasion, it will be better for you to understand the current situation with it. Can you see the map? I'm now showing it.
Yes, sure.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
great.
great. Yeah, it's in Ukrainian, but I think you will be able to understand it.
Um,
This is the Odessa region,
right.
and this is the Transnistria, Pridnestrovye,
Yes,
which is the occupied part of Moldova as well, which Russia
that's right.
occupied in the 92, I think. So it was the same tactics as they used in the eastern part of Ukraine, in Lugansk and Donetsk regions.
And also Abkhazia and many
Yeah. So this is Lugansk and Donetsk region, gray
Yes.
areas which were initially occupied,
Mhm.
and the red one is the present territory occupied by the Russians in
Mhm.
the east and in the southern part of Ukraine. So, and as for the Odessa region and the Transnistria and the possibility of invasion and why actually Russia needs it. The Transnistria region, they don't have access to the sea. You see
Mhm.
this
Right.
the Transnistria, and this is the border of Moldova actually. So and this is all the Odessa region. This is all the Odessa region,
I know.
which yeah, you know, it being a citizen of that region, sure. The and this is the that bridge for the Dniester Liman. This is Dniester Liman,
Mhm.
which they hit with their missiles already 4 times. They want actually to destroy this bridge because this bridge is the only way to access the this part of
Mhm.
the Odessa region.
I see.
Not traveling this road by the part of Moldova. So
Mhm.
I think their plan was, I'm not sure if it is right now, but their plan was to go from this Transnistria region to strike there, probably to strike the Moldova territory as well, in order for Ukraine not to use this road, to destroy this bridge, in order to Ukraine not to support this region, to block the Ukrainian troops here, and maybe to annex, to capture this part of Moldova and get this part access to the Black Sea, and use the marine troops from the sea to also to make some invasion from the sea using marine troops as well, and using their fleet of Black Seas. So probably, and then use this territory to attack the Odessa and these areas. But the problem actually which they faced in this region is that first of all, they have very few troops in Transnistria region. They have around 1,500 or like 2,000 of Russian troops, and
Yes.
probably they can mobilize like 5 or 6,000 of those separatists troops as well.
Mhm.
But in Ukrainians, we have bigger troops, bigger number of troops in that region. First of all, second of all, that we have very good anti-fleet missiles. Two of them, which actually downed their Moskva cruiser, and Great Britain already provided us with another missiles. So it will be very difficult for them to make an invasion from the sea, because of our defense, which are defending the seashore. And in order to bring some additional, and they have no possibility to bring some additional troops to Transnistria. They can only bring them by air, but if from the Crimea, for instance, like by some helicopters or some airplanes. But these helicopters, these airplanes will fly to the Ukrainian territory, and they will be downed, definitely. So they're afraid of those losses. So they're just trying to frighten. And the last reason why they will not be able to invade the Ukraine from that part, that they will not be able to enter the Moldova region, because NATO, they already brought their troops to Romania. Romania is quite near Moldova, to this part, to the border. And in case if Russia will decide to seize or to attack the part of Moldova territory, then the NATO troops will enter and assist the Moldova in this situation, because Moldova don't have their own military. So so that's why this plan is like not really possible in the present conditions.
I see. Ivan, could you do me a favor? Could you enlarge Odessa district on the map that you just showed?
Yeah. 1 minute.
Same map that you just had.
Yeah, share it again.
Okay, enlarge the Odessa. No, move to the other side, so we could see more left side. Okay, that's good. Now I was trying to see
which city, or what do you want to find?
I saw there was a small city very close to Moldavia by the name. Oh yeah, I see it.
Belgrade.
Taruchina, you see Chadirlunga, and Taruchina is north.
Yeah.
You see it?
Here it is. Yeah.
Why I asked us to do that? Because in Taruchina I was serving in the army.
Oh, that's great. So probably you better than me know how this part of Odessa is.
Oh yeah, I know.
Is defended.
Actually. I know very well how. Well, it was many years ago. And now I wanted to tell you that a lot of people, so-called the independent fighters, that made up the uprised people in Lugansk and Donetsk regions in 2014, a lot of them, they were trained in this Tiraspol region, the Transnistria. So they were already trained, and when Russian got into this, so they brought them from that region because they were already trained fighters, and Russia used them. But then Russia started there were not too many of those. So Russia started to bring this people. Remember this guy, Girkin Strelkov?
Yeah. Which actually now tells that they're all assholes like Russian politicians, and they can do nothing. So he recently became really like an opposite to the Russian government.
That's right.
Because of their casualties, because of their loss.
Was there another short video that you wanted to show us?
Yeah. I see that we were coming out of time, and coming back to the Victory Day, which yesterday was in Russia. I just want to show you another video about this Victory Day in Russia. Actually.
Okay, let's do it.
Вписаны в историю дивизии. гарантия тому доблестные вооруженные силы России, наследники солдат Победы.
Вот ваша техника.
Военного дирижера, заслуженного артиста России, июля 41-го, защищая Смоленск поверженным Рейхстагом, возвестила всему. Воздушный парад группам под знаменем
Ivan, thank you so much. It was very, very good video.
Thank you, Sasha.
I'd like to thank you so much for today's program, and I'm looking forward to continue on Friday. And I hope we will have great news to announce.
Yeah,
okay?
thank you,
It's
Sasha.
coming. I feel it. It's coming. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye bye.
Goodbye.